Okay, it's got the graph of y equals x minus 1, so that's a straight line. And y equals kx squared, where k is a positive integer. They intersect at two distinct points. Write down the quadratic equation satisfied by the x coordinates of a and b. Okay, and hence show that k is less than a quarter. Right, for this to happen, then if I'm solving the equation, then I'm going to have kx squared has to equal x minus 1. It's a quadratic, so get everything over to one side. So kx squared minus x plus 1 equals 0. And for two solutions, discriminants must be greater than 0. So discriminant, I need to know a is, b and c. A is k, b is -1, and c is 1. And the discriminant b squared minus 4ac, that's got to be greater than 0. So b squared is 1 minus 4 times a is k times c is 1, has got to be greater than 0. So it says 1 minus 4k is greater than 0. So 1 is greater than 4k, and that means a quarter is greater than k, or k is less than a quarter, reading it from right to left. So I have shown the first thing. Describe briefly the relationship between the graphs, those two graphs, when k equals a quarter. So for part B, k equals a quarter. Then what will happen here? That means the discriminant will end up being 0, and therefore it will be a tangent. So y equals x minus 1 is tangent to y equals kx squared. Part 2, when k is greater than a quarter, then there'll be no solutions, because the determinant will be negative, and therefore they don't intersect or intersect. And part C, show by means of a graphical argument or otherwise. Well, if it says by something, I'll do it. When k is a negative constant, I'll show it's got two roots. Okay, so we've got the y equals x minus 1, and so that goes through here, gradient of 1, x minus 1, so that's minus 1, and that's 1. And if k is a negative, then y equals kx squared is going to be upside down, as it were. So it's going to be like so. It's not very accurate. Let's try and do it again. It's going to touch there, and whatever happens, it's going to, because that's going to come down here, whatever happens is going to cross twice, because as that comes back down, that's a straight line. This is going to get steeper and steeper. It will eventually cross there. So it's got to cross once to the left here, but also it's going to have to cross, however shallow it is, even if it's that shallow, it's still going to cross between 0 and 1. So I've shown it, I've used some words to explain it. It'll definitely cross between x is 0 and x is 1, because those are two values there. Has to cross somewhere here, and it will cross somewhere down there. It could be a long way down, or it could be really quite close, but it will cross down twice, and I've explained it. That's the question done.